Have you noticed the stairs you've always climbed now feel a little taller? Or that a grocery bag that used to be light suddenly makes your hands tremble? Most people over 60 shrug and say, "That's just age." But what if it isn't? What if a silent thief has been quietly stealing your strength, balance, and independence, one ordinary day at a time? Today, we're exposing the early, easy-to-miss signs of muscle loss after 60. The tiny red flags most people ignore until a stumble, a scare, or a sudden "I can't" forces them to pay attention. If you've ever felt weaker for no clear reason, moved slower without meaning to, or needed the armrest to stand when you didn't before, this video is your wake-up call. Stay with me till the end, and you'll learn how to self-check for early muscle loss in minutes, the 5 most overlooked signs, and what they really mean, plus simple first steps you can start today. No gym, no complicated gear. By the end, you'll have a clear plan to protect your strength, restore your confidence, and keep doing the things you love on your terms. Before we talk about the signs, you need to understand why muscle loss happens after 60 and why it's such a big deal. From around the age of 30, our bodies naturally start losing muscle mass, very slowly at first, about 3 to 8% per decade. But something changes after 60. The loss accelerates. Without action, you can lose up to 15% of your strength every single decade from this point on. The medical term for this process is sarcopenia. It sounds like a rare condition, but it's not. It's happening to millions of people right now. And here's the scary part. It doesn't announce itself with sudden pain or a dramatic event. It creeps in quietly. One day, you're easily lifting a suitcase into the car. The next, you're avoiding travel because that same suitcase feels like a boulder. Before muscle loss, you can rise from a chair without thinking about it. You walk briskly without feeling winded. You feel steady and confident moving in any direction. After muscle loss, standing up requires using your arms or rocking to build momentum. Walking pace slows, and shortness of breath comes sooner. You feel more cautious on stairs or uneven ground. And here's a truth most people don't realize. Muscles aren't just for movement. They're a key part of your body's metabolism, your blood sugar regulation, your bone health, and even your immune function. Lose muscle, and you don't just lose strength. You lose protection against disease, resilience after injury, and independence in daily life. Another surprising fact: muscle loss and weight gain often happen together. How? When muscle mass decreases, your body burns fewer calories at rest. Even if your diet doesn't change, extra fat begins to replace lost muscle tissue, masking the problem on the scale. You might weigh the same, but you're not the same on the inside. And because this process is gradual, most people adapt without noticing. They stop taking the long route through the park because it's too far. They avoid lifting heavy objects and ask for help more often. They sit down more and move less, accelerating the decline without realizing it. This isn't about fighting aging in a cosmetic sense. It's about protecting the ability to live life fully. Whether it's playing with your grandchildren, gardening, traveling, or simply feeling steady when you stand, muscle health is the foundation. Here's the empowering part. Muscle loss is not an irreversible destiny. Science has shown that with the right actions, people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s can regain muscle mass, improve balance, and increase strength, sometimes in just a matter of weeks. But before we get to the how, you need to recognize the danger of ignoring it. That's where we go next. Most people think, if I'm still moving around, I'm fine. But muscle loss doesn't work like that. It's not an on-off switch. It's a slow dimming of your body's power. And by the time you clearly notice it, you've already lost a significant amount. Let's talk about the cold, hard truths. 1. You can lose up to 10% of your muscle before noticing. Early muscle loss hides behind habits and adaptations. Can't open a tight jar? You stop buying those foods? Can't kneel in the garden? You switch to potted plants. The problem isn't solved, it's just hidden. 2. It's linked to serious health risks. Studies show that seniors with low muscle mass are at much higher risk of falls and fractures. Weak muscles can't stabilize joints or react quickly to prevent a stumble. Slower recovery, even a minor illness can keep you bedridden longer, which accelerates further muscle loss. Metabolic decline. Reduced muscle mass means your body burns fewer calories, increasing the risk of obesity, diabetes, and heart problems. Loss of independence. When getting out of a chair, walking upstairs, or carrying groceries becomes a struggle, your daily life shrinks. 3. Common mistakes make it worse. Walking is enough. Walking is great for your heart, but it's not enough to stimulate muscle growth. Without resistance training, you'll still lose strength over time. Cutting back on protein. Many seniors eat less protein, either to eat lighter or because of appetite changes. This starves the muscles of the raw materials they need to repair and grow. Avoiding weights out of fear. Some fear injury from strength training, but when done correctly, it's one of the safest and most effective ways to maintain and rebuild muscle. 4. Ignoring the signs accelerates the decline. Here's the vicious cycle. You lose muscle, you move less. You move less, you lose even more muscle. More loss, higher fatigue, worse balance, more fear of falling. It's like a bank account you keep withdrawing from without depositing back. Eventually, you're broke. Except here, broke means physically dependent on others. 5. Emotional cost is real. This isn't just about physical function. Muscle loss steals confidence. People start saying no to invitations, avoiding travel, or skipping activities they once loved. Isolation sets in, which can lead to depression and even faster physical decline. Real-life snapshot. Meet Robert, 68. He was always too busy for exercise. One day he tripped on his front steps. No injury, just a bruise, but it scared him. His doctor explained his leg muscles had weakened so much that his reflexes couldn't catch him. It was like realizing the brakes in my car weren't working, Robert says. That's when it hit him. It wasn't the stumble that was dangerous. It was his inability to recover from it. Muscle loss after 60 is like termites in the foundation of a house. You don't see the damage right away, but it's there, silently undermining the structure. Left alone, the whole thing can collapse. Not because of one big blow, but because of years of tiny, unnoticed changes. The good news? Once you spot the problem and take action, the turnaround can be faster than you think. But first, there's a critical mental shift you have to make. And that's what we'll cover next. For many people, the moment of truth doesn't come in a gym or a doctor's office. It comes in the middle of ordinary life. For Helen, 66, it happened on a sunny afternoon in her kitchen. She dropped a spoon on the floor and, without thinking, bent down to pick it up. Halfway down, she realized she didn't have the strength to get back up without grabbing the counter for support. It was such a small thing. But in that moment, she felt a wave of fear. When did this become hard for me? Her doctor later explained what had been happening for years. Muscle loss doesn't announce itself. It sneaks in quietly until one day you try to do something simple and your body says, I can't. That's the hidden truth. Age itself isn't the villain. Disuse is. Muscle loss isn't just a byproduct of turning 60, 70, or 80. It's largely the result of not challenging your muscles enough to keep them strong. Why this realization changes everything. When you understand that muscle loss is not inevitable, it becomes something you can fight. Your muscles are adaptable, even in later life. Studies show that seniors in their 70s and 80s can build new muscle tissue in just weeks with the right exercises and nutrition. Helen's story didn't end in that kitchen. She started with small, consistent steps, standing up from a chair without using her hands a few times a day, adding light resistance bands to her morning routine, increasing her protein intake at each meal. Within 2 months, she could squat down and stand up without support. She began taking walks with her granddaughter again, without worrying about balance or fatigue. This is the turning point for so many. The realization that you're not powerless. You don't have to wait for a fall, an injury, or a health scare to wake you up. You can start protecting your strength today. The key is knowing what to do and how to do it safely. That's where the real transformation begins, and it's exactly what we'll explore in the next section. If you've recognized the signs, or even if you're just worried you might be at risk, here's the best news. Muscle loss after 60 can be slowed, stopped, and even reversed. The key is a focused, consistent approach that combines movement, nutrition, and recovery. Step 1, strength training, your primary weapon. You don't need a gym or heavy barbells to start rebuilding muscle. What you do need is resistance. Anything that challenges your muscles to work harder than they do in daily life. Body weight exercises, chair squats, wall push-ups, step-ups on a stair. Resistance bands, lightweight, affordable, and gentle on joints. Light dumbbells, even 1 to 3 kilograms can make a difference when used regularly. How often? 2 to 3 non-consecutive days a week is enough to start. Why it works? When you apply resistance, you create tiny tears in your muscle fibers. Your body repairs these tears, making the muscle stronger than before. Step 2. Protein. The building blocks. Muscles can't grow without raw materials. Many seniors eat less protein than they need, which slows repair and recovery. Daily target: 1.2–1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Spread it out. Include protein in every meal to keep a steady supply for muscle repair. Sources: eggs, chicken, fish, lentils, beans, tofu, Greek yogurt. Example: a 70-kilo person should aim for 84–105 grams of protein daily. Step 3. Balance and mobility. Your silent protectors. Strength means little if you can't stay steady on your feet. Balance training reduces your risk of falls, which are one of the biggest threats to independence after 60. Simple moves: stand on one leg while brushing your teeth, or walk heel to toe along a hallway. Structured options: Tai Chi, gentle yoga, or senior-friendly Pilates. Step 4. Progressive overload. The secret to progress. Your muscles adapt quickly. If you keep doing the exact same thing, they stop growing. Gradually increase the difficulty. Add a few more reps, use slightly heavier weights, or slow down your movements to make them harder. Step 5. Rest and recovery. The overlooked step. Muscles grow when you rest, not when you train. Overworking without recovery can lead to injury. Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep to support repair. Take rest days between strength workouts. Stay hydrated. Water helps transport nutrients to muscles. Proof it works. A study from the American College of Sports Medicine found that adults aged 65 plus who did just 2 days of resistance training per week increased muscle mass, improved walking speed, and boosted balance in as little as 12 weeks. Another trial from McMaster University showed seniors could reverse up to 20 years of muscle loss in just 6 months of consistent training. Mindset shift. This isn't about getting ripped or looking like a bodybuilder. It's about regaining the ability to live life without physical limits, carrying groceries without strain, standing up without bracing, walking without fear of falling. In the next section, we'll make it even more real by showing you true stories of people over 60 who've turned things around, and how you can too. Section 6, Case Studies, Examples, 500 words. Hearing that something works is one thing. Seeing it work in real lives is another. These stories prove that regaining strength after 60 isn't just possible, it's life-changing. Case Study 1. George, 67. From avoiding stairs to hiking again. George had always enjoyed short hikes with friends, but over a few years, stairs started to leave him breathless. He began taking elevators instead, then eventually stopped joining hikes altogether. When he learned about sarcopenia, he committed to a 12-week home program, resistance band squats, wall push-ups, and step-ups 3 times a week, plus adding an egg to his breakfast and lean protein to dinner. By week 6, stairs were no longer intimidating. By week 12, he joined his friends for a 3-mile hike and kept up the whole way. George's takeaway. I thought my days of hiking were over. Turns out, they were just on pause. Case Study 2. Maria, 72, regaining confidence. After a fall, Maria tripped over a rug and spent months afraid it would happen again. Her doctor recommended strength and balance exercises. She started with chair stands, heel-to-toe walking, and light dumbbell curls. Within 8 weeks, she noticed her walking was steadier. After 3 months, she went shopping alone for the first time in a year, carrying her bags without fear. Maria's takeaway. It wasn't just my body that got stronger, it was my confidence. Case Study 3. Samuel, 64. Stronger than in his 50s. Samuel's job was sedentary, and by retirement, even mowing the lawn felt exhausting. He joined a local senior fitness group that met twice a week for light weightlifting and mobility training. 6 months later, his grip strength was up 40%, he'd lost 12 pounds of fat, and his energy returned to levels he hadn't felt in 15 years. Samuel's takeaway. I feel younger now than I did at 55. I wish I'd started sooner. These stories have one thing in common. None of these people waited until they were ready or fit enough to start. They began with what they could do, then kept building from there. In the next section, we'll create a clear, step-by-step plan you can follow starting today, even if you feel like you're at square one. Now that you've seen what's possible, let's map out a simple, actionable plan you can start today, even if you feel out of shape, low on energy, or unsure where to begin. The goal here is progress, not perfection. Phase 1, build the habit, week 1-2. Strength, chair stands. Sit on a sturdy chair, feet flat, arms crossed over chest. Stand up and sit down slowly. Do 2 sets of 8 reps. Wall push-ups. Stand facing a wall, arms extended, hands flat. Bend elbows to bring your chest toward the wall, then push back. Do 2 sets of 8 reps. Balance. Stand on one leg for 10-15 seconds, then switch. Hold a chair for support if needed. Repeat 3 times per leg daily. Protein. Add 1 extra protein source to breakfast or lunch. Phase 2, build the base, week 3-4. Increase strength training to 3 sessions per week. Add resistance band rows. Sit or stand, loop a band around a post, pull toward your chest, squeezing your shoulder blades together. 2 sets of 10 reps. Extend balance work. Heel-to-toe walk across the room twice daily. Ensure protein at every meal. Phase 3, progress gradually, week 5-8. Add 1-2 reps to each exercise weekly. Increase resistance slightly, thicker band, light dumbbells, or slower movements. Include step-ups. Step onto a low stair, 1 foot at a time, then step down. 2 sets of 8 reps per leg. Introduce flexibility. 5-10 minutes of gentle stretching after workouts. Phase 4, maintain and advance, week 9-12. Strength. Move to 3 sets of each exercise, 10 to 12 reps. Try combining moves, Squat plus shoulder press, step up plus bicep curl. Balance challenge, walk backwards slowly across a safe open space. Protein goal, hit your daily target, 1.2, 1.5 g con body weight. Mini wins to watch for. Standing from a chair without using your arms. Carrying groceries in one trip. Walking longer distances without feeling tired. Feeling steadier when turning or changing direction. Pro tips. Consistency beats intensity. 3 months of small, regular effort will outshine 1 week of overdoing it. Listen to your body. Some muscle soreness is normal when starting, but sharp pain is a signal to adjust. Track your progress. Write down reps, sets, and how you feel each week. Once you commit to these steps, you'll begin to see and feel changes in your daily life. But to make sure you don't undo your hard work, you need to know the pitfalls that can stop progress cold. That's exactly what we'll cover next. Even with the best intentions, certain habits and assumptions can quietly sabotage your progress. Knowing these in advance will help you avoid weeks, or even months, of wasted effort. 1. Thinking. Walking alone is enough. Walking is excellent for heart health, but it doesn't challenge muscles enough to stop or reverse muscle loss. Without resistance training, strength will continue to decline. 2. Ignoring protein needs. Many people focus on exercise but forget nutrition. If your muscles don't get the building blocks they need, they can't repair or grow, no matter how well you train. 3. Doing too much too soon. Pushing yourself with heavy weights or excessive repetitions early on can lead to injury. Start light, focus on form, and increase gradually. 4. Skipping recovery muscles grow during rest, not during the workout itself. Training every day without breaks can lead to fatigue, soreness, and stalled progress. 5. Not tracking progress. If you don't measure it, you can't manage it. Without logging reps, sets, and how you feel, it's easy to underestimate your improvements or miss early signs that you're ready for more challenge. 6. Comparing yourself to others. Your journey is unique. Comparing your progress to friends or fitness influencers can discourage you. Focus on your own baseline and celebrate your own wins. Avoiding these traps will keep your progress steady and your motivation high. Next, we'll take a look at what your life could look like once you've rebuilt your strength and why that vision is worth chasing. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself a year from today. You wake up, swing your legs out of bed, and stand without thinking twice. The stairs that used to make you pause are now just part of your morning routine. You head out for a walk with friends, easily keeping pace, laughing without catching your breath. Travel plans? No hesitation. You know you can handle the luggage, the long walks through airports, and even the sightseeing tours. You're no longer scanning every room for the nearest chair just in case. Instead, you're fully present in every moment. Why this matters beyond muscles. Independence. You decide where you go and what you do without relying on others. Confidence. You move without fear of falling or getting too tired. Health resilience. Stronger muscles mean better balance, better metabolism, and faster recovery if you do get sick or injured. The emotional shift is just as powerful. When you know your body can keep up with your plans, you stop making decisions out of limitation and start making them out of excitement. You say yes more often to trips, to games with the grandkids, to activities you once thought were behind you. And here's the best part. This isn't a dream reserved for a few naturally fit people. It's a reality built on small, consistent actions that anyone can take, starting at any age. By now, you know the signs to watch for, the plan to follow, and the mistakes to avoid. The only thing left is to make the choice to start and to keep going. In our final section, We'll tie it all together with the key takeaways and your next action step so you can begin protecting and rebuilding your strength starting today. Muscle loss after 60 is common, but it's not inevitable. The early signs, like weaker grip, slower walking, or relying on armrests to stand, are your body's way of asking for help. And now, you know exactly what to do. You've learned why muscle loss accelerates with age and how it impacts every part of your health, the warning signs that it's already happening. The proven strategies, strength training, balanced nutrition, progressive overload, and proper recovery that can reverse it. Real stories of people who've regained their strength, independence, and confidence. The roadmap to start safely and effectively, and the traps to avoid along the way. Your best years aren't behind you. They're waiting for you to stay strong enough to enjoy them. Every chair stand, every protein-rich meal, every small choice to move your body is a step toward a stronger, more independent future. So, start today. Like this video, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe for more tools to keep you stronger beyond 60. Your body and your future self will thank you.